Good evening to one and all. Welcome you all to the daily current affairs session brought to you by Ganesh IAS Academy for the date 28th July 2023 for the news which came in Indian Express newspaper. Okay, let's get straight into the today's current affairs session. Concrete roads, new section in National Highway Authority of India. Government looks at way out after rain fury. As we all know, currently the monsoon, the southwest monsoon has gathered its momentum, as a result of which most of the states in northern part of India are experiencing heavy downpour. As a result of which, more number of roads are getting damaged because of the landslides or other monsoon-induced disasters. So the NHIA is looking alternative to build the road which could able to withstand the any kind of climate related disaster. So they are, as a part of the alternative research, the NHAI, that is National Highway Authority of India, has said that they are going to explore the concrete roads and its improvisation and all concrete roads and its improvisation, and also implementing it in the certain areas where the frequent damages of the road is being taken place because of the rain related or natural related disaster. So this is what the content of the news is about. So since the National Highway Authority of India is exploring the viability as well as the positives in implementing the concrete roads, we should know about what does this concrete road is about. Concrete roads are known for their durability as well as comfort and performance. Concrete road are a type of highway surface made by blending Portland cement, sand and porous aggregate and waters. These porous aggregate are nothing but these small mineral particles. The mixture is poured and compacted to form a durable, long-lasting surface. And the concrete roads requires low maintenance requirement when compared to the other tar or bituminous road. As a result of which, because of the low maintenance requirement, the concrete road is being given importance by the National Highway Authority of India recently to get it implemented in the areas which has been frequently disturbed by the natural calamities. So this is what the concrete road and its speciality is about. And also we should know about what is the precast concrete is about. Precast concrete is a construction material being created by pouring concrete into the pre-shaped mold. For example, if we want to make a Y-shaped pillar, means previously in conventional method the concrete will be taken to the workplace and the concrete will be designed in such a way that the Y-shaped pillar will be formed. It will be taking place at the workplace itself. But in the case of the precast concrete method, a Y-shaped mold will be created in a factory, and a concrete will be poured into it, and after some times it will get strengthened and the Y-shaped concrete will be taken out from the mold, and this mold could be will be used to make the another type of Y-shaped pillar. Similarly, a single mold could be used to make many types of pillar. This Y-shaped pillar is taken this for the example. Likewise, so many construction shapes materials will be designed based upon the precast concrete. like as I have illustrated in the Y-shaped pillar which I have described, illustrated recently. This is what the precast concrete is about. The concrete, as I said, is then left to cure in an appropriate environment. Means after some times the concrete will get strengthened into a rock solid material. This is what the meaning of the second point is about. Once cured, the mold is removed and it is reused for making another type of shape. In the conventional method, the concrete, as I said, it is formed in the desired shape at the project location only and left to cure at the project location only, and there is no transportation involved. That is, in the case of precast concrete, we could able to make the required shape in the factory itself, and we could transport the particular amount of shapes from the factory to the project location, and at the project location only the fitting of the particular shape will be taking place. But in the case of conventional concrete making, we have to take we will be building the shape in the concrete the project location only, and after the desired shape has been formed only, the particular shape will be fitted where it needed to be fitted. So this is what the precast concrete is about. Since the news talks about concrete, cement road, precast concrete, recently our national highway has adopted a precast concrete policy. What is it about is Ministry of Roads has mandated to use the factory manufactured precast concrete element in a project within 100 km of the precast factory. So that consider this is the factory, and in this factory only the desired or the required shape of the particular concrete is being made, and this factory could be used for any kind of a national highway construction project. Means this factory should be located within the 100-kilometer radius of the project where it is taking place. So if it is beyond the 100-kilometer range, means another factory which is coming under the 100-kilometer radius of the project location will be taken into consideration. Why they are doing this is they wanted to promote the MSME industries in the construction of road and any other project being implemented by National Highway Authority of India, because this precast mold will be manufactured by the MSME sectors only, and it is very labor intensive industry. So to give a push to MSME sector, the precast policy has been formed. The precast policy has been formed and it is giving the direct linking between the MSME factory as well as the project where it is taking place, so that the MSME will be growing. The minimum mandatory usage should be 25% of total concrete volume other than foundation and substructure of bridges. So minimum 25% of the total concrete volume should be used from precast concrete, which is made in the factory that is located within the 100-kilometer radius of the project location. And since we are talking about the road, concrete road, we should also know about the current road, which is called asphalt road. What is it about? It is the black or brown petroleum like material that has consistency varying from various liquid to glassy solid. This is the current road. It is obtained either as the residue from distilling of petroleum or from natural deposit, and it contains compounds of hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, sulfur and oxygen, and the asphalts could be classified into two types: cold mix asphalt and hot mix asphalt. What is this cold mix asphalt is about? It is the combination of asphalt, water, aggregate. Aggregate here means, as I said, mineral particles like small stones, and it does not require heating. And the cold, mostly the cold mix asphalt will be used to fill the gaps. It could not be used for the laying the long stretches of road, because the durability as well as the strength of the cold mix asphalt is very less when compared to the hot mix asphalt. So it could be useful for the patchworks. That is, whenever there is a crack between between the roads, means the cracks could be filled up by this kind of cold mix asphalt. The hot mix asphalt is the combination of aggregates, it is called mineral, and a bitumen. 1 minute, there is some technical glitch. So what does this bitumen is about? Bitumen is a black viscous liquid which is made from the petroleum Because of the high or semi viscous nature of this bitumen, it could able to hold the aggregate particles tight together. So that is why in hot mix asphalt this bitumen aggregate has been used. So if the bitumen needed to hold tight the aggregate, means it needed to be heated at the temperature of 150 to 200 degrees Celsius, and at the hot mix asphalt could be useful for maintaining or laying the long stretches of road, which is in contrast to the cold mix asphalt, which is useful for the laying the patchworks. So this is what the news is related to the concrete road is about, and the details of the concrete road is about, and the details of the precast policy of Government of India and the asphalt road is about. Asphalt road is the currently laid road which is right now in practice in India. And we could also have seen that a concrete road is being in the அது ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு வளரும் ஸ்டேஜில் இருக்கு, அங்கங்க நம்ம பார்க்க முடியும், பட் இட் இஸ் நாட் that much developed when compared to the asphalt road. So what we needed to study for this, we should know about the steel road. The first steel road in India came in Gujarat. So what is the speciality of the road is about, and what are all the chemical constituents of the steel, and while manufacturing steel, what kind of chemical particles, chemical gases being discharged into the atmosphere. That kind of minute details also we should be knowing about, because currently UPSC is asking questions related to the emissions of particular types of products. Second is we should know about the plastic road or renewable road. Sorry, sir, it is not renewable road, it is a plastic road or green road, that is using the plastic material wastage to put it in the proper use, like road. So what is the plastic road is about, and what is the chemical constituents of the plastics, and what are all the different types of plastics of the we should know about them. Third is we should know about what is tar and bitumen product is about. As I have explained, bitumen is the black viscous liquid which is obtained from the petroleum, and what is the tar is about, and what is the difference between tar and bitumen product. This is the other peripheral things which we needed to understand, so that we could able to have some holistic idea in relation to the road and road related news that is appearing in newspaper. Cinematograph bill been passed in Rajya Sabha. What are its provisions? So from the heading itself, we could able to know that the news is related to the cinematograph bill and its provision. Cinematograph Bill Amendment 2023. It has amended the original Cinematograph Act 1952 and it has inserted certain provision into it. And it has deleted certain provision from it. We will look into it. Cinematograph Amendment Bill 2023, which cracks down the film piracy. It has strengthened the legislative mechanism to crack down the piracy that is happening in the film industry. Because of piracy, the movie industry is losing some 20,000 crore revenue in its earning. As a result of which, the revenue of the particular industry is being reduced, means subsequently the tax which they are paying to the government will also get reduced. So by cracking down the piracy, we could able to have the film industry could boost their earning to 20,000 crores, and correspondingly the tax revenue of the government could also be increased. That is what the motto of the current amendment is about. Second is the bill lays a 3 years jail term, the penalties, and fine up to 5% of the movie's production cost for those who are making the piracy. And it introduces certification, 3 certification under UA category, that is UA 7 plus, UA 13 plus and UA 16 plus. This 7 plus, 13 plus and 16 plus denotes the age of the children. And the children's, for example, if the particular movie has been classified as UA 7 plus means, then the children, those who are below than 70 below 7 age, then the children, those who are below than the 7 years of age, could be able to watch the movie only with the guidance of parents. They could not able to watch the movie alone. Likewise for the 13 plus and 16 plus. Film with A or S certificate will require a separate certificate for exhibition on television or any other media being prescribed by the central government. So if a certificate is which is screened in the theatres has been certified as A or S category, means they could be converted into U or UA category before being exhibited on the television or any other electronic media being prescribed by the central government. The bill, by introducing piracy clause, aims to harmonize it with the other existing law like Copyrights Act and Information Technology 2000 Act. Under the Act, the certificate issued by the board is valid for 10 years. Under the Act means it is Cinematograph Act 1952. But the bill has introduced a new provision where it has mentioned that the bill provides a certification which will be perpetually valid. That is, it will be valid forever. So these are all the important change being introduced under the Cinematograph Bill 2023. Since the news talks about the Cinematographers Act 1952 and its amendment, we should know about the important provisions which the Cinematograph Act 1952 has. The Act provides for formation of Central Board Film Certification. So because of this Act only, the film CBFC has been created. And why the CBFC has been created? It is being created for certifying the movies that is being released in India. The Act provides for process of the certification also, and types of certification like U, UA, A or S, and what are all the criteria needed to be followed to give the certification, and the process to be followed to give the certification has been mentioned in the Cinematograph Act 1952. Third point is the Act also provides for formation of advisory panel. The advisory panel will help the CBFC to discharge their duties. That is the main reason why the advisory panel has been formed, and it is being given under the Cinematograph Act 1952, and it has provision for formation of appellate tribunals. If a particular person, those who are related to a particular film, is being aggrieved by the decision of the CBFC, means he would able to reach the appellate tribunal, so that his grievance could be heard in the tribunal. The Act provides for circumstances in which central governments could also revoke the certification. So these are all the important provisions, powers being given under the Cinematograph Act 1952. These are the important powers, important provisions. So what does the Central Board Film Certification is about? It is the statutory body being formed under the Cinematograph Act 1952, as we have seen in the first point of the Cinematograph Act 1952. The films can be publicly exhibited in India only after they have been certified by CBFC. The board consists of non-official member and a chairman. This is the structure of board, and it is headquartered in Mumbai, not Delhi. Whenever we are talking about the national level institution, means you would assume that the particular institution would be present in Delhi only. No, it is not like that. CBFC is present in Mumbai. As we all know, right now the Bollywood industry is being the major revenue producing industry in the cine sector. So that is why the CBFC has been present in the, that is the main reason why the CBFC has been present in the Mumbai. It has some 9 regional offices, one at Mumbai, another at Kolkata, then another at Chennai, Bangalore, Trivandrum, Hyderabad, New Delhi, Cuttack and Guwahati. And these regional offices will be assisted by the advisory panel, which is again formed by the central government, which is provided under the provision of Cinematograph Act 1952. See, the members of the panels again are nominated by, here the panel means advisory panel, are being nominated by central government by drawing people from different walks of life for a period. The term of the advisory panel is 2 years. So what we should, this is the important details about the Cinematograph Act and Central Board's film certification. What we should know about the other minute details is, first we should know about what is the Article 19 of the Indian Constitution is, because since the movie is via media through which the opinion of a particular person or particular group could be expressed freely, so that we should know about the right to freedom of speech and expression being given under the Article 19 and of Indian Constitution. What are all the circumstances under which the reasonable restriction can be made under the right to freedom of speech and expression? Rather, we should know about them also. What are all the reasonable restrictions? Second is, we should know about the Copyrights Act 1952, because this amendment bill has been introduced specifically to change the Cinematograph Act 1952 so that it harmonizes with the provisions of Copyright Act 1952. And also we should know about the IT Act 2000. Fourth is, we should know about the Cable Television Network Act 1995. Right now, the TV serials or other shows and advertisement does not require any kind of certification from CBFC, but it has the TV serials or shows or advertisement is being regulated by the Cable Television Network Act 1995 and the code which is made from the provision. advertisement code, program code, so on. Similar like அந்த மாதிரி கோட்லாம் வந்துட்டு it is made from the provision of the act. So the Cable Television Network Act has the governing statutory act for the TV serials, advertisement and shows, so that we should know about the provision of the act, this act also. That is why we should know about this act. So these are all the important peripheral areas we should know, so that we could able to have some holistic understanding about the Cinematograph Act as well as cinematograph related news itself. Economic census. Parliamentary panel flags delay in results. Parliamentary panel has questioned the Ministry of Statistics over the delay in the release of economic census, which was actually started in 2019, and it has ended in 2021. But till now the economic census results has not been published. What the government has said is only 13 states and 1 union territories has communicated their approval for the findings of economic census. The remaining other states have still not have communicated their approval for the economic census and their related data results. So, since the news is related to economic census, we should know about the economic census itself. It was launched in 1976 as a planned scheme. It covers all entrepreneurial unit in the country which are involved in any economic activity of either agriculture or non-agriculture sector. And among the agriculture or non-agriculture sector, those who are engaged in production and distribution of goods and service, not for the sole purpose of consumption. It is only for those who are producing as well as distributing the product which they have produced, and it is not for those who are consuming the product by themselves. And it provides detailed information on operational and other characteristics such as establishments, number of persons employed, sources of finance, types of ownership, and etc. So it gives the structure as well as the important minute details of the particular sectors and also the industries. This information is used for micro level decentralized planning and also to assess contribution of various sectors to the growth as well as development of the country. From the data itself, from the economic census data, we could able to identify which are all the sectors has been lagging despite the incentives or subsidies being given by the government of India, and we could able to identify the reasons from the data or the facts which is released in economic census. What we could be able to identify is the reason why, despite being given such cushion for its growth or development, it is not still growing. The reason could be identified from the data provided by the economic census. And also on the other hand, we could able to identify which are all the sectors has been performing up to the mark, and what are all the reasons as well as the data which is useful for அந்த செக்டார் வந்துட்டு நல்லா பர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணக்கூடியதுக்கான ரீசன் வந்துட்டு அந்த டேட்டால இருந்து we could able to identify, and the reason could be useful for implementing in those other sectors which is not performing up to the mark. So this is what the speciality about the economic census is. Till now 6 economic census have been conducted. The corresponding economic census which the parliamentary panel has questioned is 7th economic census. It has been finished, but the report is not still being released to the public, and the economic census will be conducted every 5 years. So these are all the important factual or detailed part of the economic census. What we needed to study further is we should know about the Niti Aayog survey on private capital expenditure, and also we should know about the Ministry of Statistics other reports, and what are all the departments of Ministry of Statistics and program implementation. Third is we should know about the general census itself. So these are all the important peripheral constituent elements we should know about. Government clears guarantee scheme for corporate debt, SEBI guidelines out. Government right now has launched a scheme to provide guarantee cover for the debt being raised by corporate debt market development fund scheme. It is the backstop facility for investment grade corporate debt. The backstop facility is the last resort facility. So what does this corporate debt market development fund is about? It is an alternative investment fund. Alternative investment fund is pooling of private funds. Such kind of funds are called as alternative investment fund. In this case, the funds have been pooled from mutual fund schemes as well as AMC, that is asset management schemes of the private industry, and the fund is created based on the funds being given by the invested by the mutual funds or asset management schemes fund. That is why it is called as alternate investment fund, and it will act as a backstop. Backstop means a last resort facility for purchase of investment grade corporate debt securities. So this fund will be used to purchasing the investment grade corporate debt securities whenever the economy is not performing well, or whenever the market is not performing well and it is being hit by the several external and internal factors. Why the government is creating a separate fund to prevent the corporate securities, to prevent the corporate debt securities to fall below the expected market values is why they are doing is that during the toughest time, that is whenever the market is being hit by the internal or external factors, this fund will enhance the secondary market liquidity by creating a permanent institutional framework, that is the fund, for activation in times of market stress. So during the times of market stress, people will be very hesitant to invest in the securities or bond markets, though particularly in the private sector's bond market or securities. So the government during those time will be buying the securities using the corporate debt market development fund scheme, so that the liquidity in the debt security market or the bond market will be prevailing. There won't be any kind of dearth of liquidity in the debt security market or bond market during the tough times. In normal times, it is during the tough times. In normal times, CDMDF here means corporate debt market development fund. In normal times, CDMDF will deal with low duration government securities like T-bill and other government securities and private corporate bond securities which has maturities less than 7 days. It is during the normal time, so that they could have the operation of the particular fund to keep going on. And the corporate debt securities to be bought by the CDMDF during the market dislocation, that is the market stress period, include listed money market instrument for which the long term rating for issuer will also be considered. That is, apart from the investment grade corporate debt securities, the investment grade corporate debt securities will also encompass the capital debt securities. So they will be buying those kind of capital debt securities. At the same time, they also will be buying the listed money market instrument. And how they will be buying the money market instrument? They will be checking the rating of the particular instrument, and after that only the fund will be buying the money market instrument during the tougher market situations. The CDMDF will buy only the, as I mentioned in the previous point, only the investment grade securities from the secondary market, that is stock exchange, as well as those listed money market instrument. These are all the securities or instruments will be bought by the fund during the toughest market phase. And then there should be up to the securities or the instrument should have maturity up to 5 years, and it will not buy any unlisted or below investment grade or default debt securities, or securities in which a material possibility of default or adverse credit news or views is about. So they will not. The crux of the point is the fund will not buy the securities which have the potential to fail or potential to get defaulted. Such kind of security will not be bought by the fund. It will buy at fair price only. What does the fair price means is the price which is adjusted to the liquidity risk, interest rate risk, as well as credit risk, and they will not be buying it at the distress price. Distress price means it is the price where it could be not beneficial for the buyer or the seller. Either one of them will be losing in the transaction. இந்த டிஸ்ட்ரெஸ் பிரைஸ்ல இருக்கும்போது ஒரு பையரை வந்து அந்த சேல்ல வந்து ஒரு லாஸ் மேக் பண்ணலாம், அப்படி இல்லைன்னா செல்லர் வந்து லாஸ் மேக் பண்ணலாம். எதிர் ஒன் ஆஃப் தம் ஆர் சம்டைம்ஸ் போத் ஆஃப் தம் வில் பி மேக்கிங் லாஸ். It will be launched as close-ended scheme. What is the close-ended scheme means? The close-ended scheme is the type of mutual fund scheme where the particular capital will be locked up for the certain time. Before that the time is over, we could not able to open up the capital. After the period of particular time period only we could able to lock out the money from the scheme. And in the case of the particular scheme is the tenure of the fund being mobilized will be locked up for 15 years, and it could be extendable by the discretion of Department of Economic Affairs in consultation with SEBI. Okay, this is what the speciality of the fund is about. The fund being created by the mutual fund, as I previously mentioned, the fund will be created by the investment being mobilized from the mutual funds, private mutual fund schemes, or the asset management companies schemes, and those fund will be locked for the period of 15 years, and it could be extendable up to by the discretionary of Department of Economic Affairs in consultancy with SEBI, and it is subscribed by, as I said, it is subscribed means those who are investing in the fund, AMC, that is asset management company and mutual fund schemes, and not by any kind of overnight fund or gilt fund. Gilt fund means particular fund which is specifically created to get invested in the government securities. The fund will be managed by National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company, a wholly owned company of Department of Financial Service under the Ministry of Finance. So this company under the Ministry of Finance will be providing the backup are the assurance for the fund being invested by the AMC and mutual fund in the fund scheme. So this is what the scheme being introduced by Government of India to promote or to avoid the distress sale of the corporate bond market or corporate debt securities during the time of market dislocation. So what we needed to study further is we should know about what is debenture and what is bond and what is the difference between both of them. Second is we should know about equity as well as share and what is the difference between both of them. Third is we should know about the SEBI itself, its formation, its objective, its objective of its formation, its structure and function to achieve the objective. இதெல்லாம் தெரியணும். We have to know about them. Fourth is about National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company Limited, which is the managing authority of the fund which we have discussed in the previous slide and above. Niger army extends support for coup to avoid bloodbath. Right now, a coup has been going on in Niger, a Western African country. Because of the reason of deteriorating security, poor economic and social governance. That is why the force called Presidential Guard Force is leading the coup in the Niger, and the military is supporting. Why they are supporting is they wanted to reduce the conflict between the presidential guard as well as the police, so that there won't be any kind of massive disaster like bloodbath will be taking place. That is the reason why the military is supporting the presidential guard to successfully do the coup. Since the news is about Niger country, we should know about the Niger country. Niger is a landlocked country in West Asia. It is bordered by 7 countries like Nigeria, Chad, Algeria, Libya, Benin, Burkina Faso and Mali. Niger gained independence from France during August 3, 1960, making it one of the earliest African nations to gain sovereignty from colonial rule. The capital of Niger is Niamey. The city name is very important because recently during the last 3 to 4 years UPSC is asking the city names of the particular country, which is also the largest city and serves as political, economic as well as cultural center of the country. Niger is predominantly covered by Sahara Desert and its landscape comprises of mixes of desert, semi-arid region as well as savanna. The Niger River, one of the country's major water roads, flow through the southwestern region. Niger experiences a hot and arid climate with temperature often reaching extreme high during the day because of the savanna climate. And we should know about the economic community of West African state. It is the 15-member community been formed during 1975 in Lagos, Nigeria by signing the Treaty of Lagos. The 15 countries are Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, Ghana, Guyana, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mali, Mauritania, Niger, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Senegal and Togo. But the Mauritania withdrew its membership during 2000 and it recently signed the ECOWAS to join it as the associate country, not as full-time members in 2017. And what is the reason for formation of such grouping is they wanted to promote the standard of living of the people, those who are present in the Western African region, and also to maintain the peace as well as security in the region, to ensure the stability in the region, so that all the members of the all the country members, those who are present in the grouping, would grow as a whole. That is the reason why this grouping has been formed. But right now, most of the Western African country has been facing internal conflict, and some of them are going through civil war itself. So we should know about them. So we should know about what is the Sahel region is. What are all the countries that constitute the Sahel region? Why the particular group of countries called as Sahel region? Aduna ennandrathu we should know about. Second is, we should know about the entire African geography itself. And geography means its climate, weather, and surrounding oceans and vegetation, kind of flora and fauna that grows in the vegetation. So these are all the things which we should know. Third is the geography winds. There are some certain specific winds that flows across the region which has some moderating effect on the climate of those regions. What are the different types of wind that flows across the region that moderates the effect of the region? These are all the things which we should know. Vande Bharat coaches to be made as railways plan feet. 8,000 Vande Bharat 8,000 Vande Bharat coaches to be made as railways plan fleet overall. Right now, Ministry of Railways old trains are getting outdated, so they wanted to phase out those trains and they wanted to replace it with the Vande Bharat train or LHB train. And what they have planned right now is they wanted to manufacture at least 8,000 Vande Bharat coaches and implement them in the coming years. This is what the plan is about. Since the news revolves around the Vande Bharat project, we should know about the details of the Vande Bharat project. It is an indigenously designed and manufactured semi-high speed electric train, not high speed or low speed. It is built by ICF, Integral Coach Factory under the Make in India initiative. The first Vande Bharat Express train was flagged off on the New Delhi, Kanpur, Allahabad, Varanasi route. All the coaches are equipped with automatic doors, GPS based audio-visual passenger information system, onboard hotspot Wi-Fi for entertainment purpose, and comfortable seats. And why it is being introduced? It can be able to achieve the high speed due to faster acceleration, as a result of which the time period for reaching a particular place could be reduced by 20%. And also right now the Vande Bharat train which is being running on the track is only seated train. There is no sleeper train has been introduced. But as a part of the manufacturing of 8,000 Vande Bharat coaches, the railway is going to introduce the sleeping Vande Bharat train, so that they could able to travel a long distance. They could able to make a long distance Vande Bharat train. Since most of the train which is being running on the track right now is only the seated train, that is people can only seat, they could not able to sleep on the Vande Bharat train. There is no sleeper coach in the Vande Bharat train. So because of the seated train, they could now only able to travel the shortest distance. That is, it is like a trip. They can go from one place to another place within a with shorter duration of time only. As a product of along with the plan to manufacture 8,000 Vande Bharat coaches, they are going to introduce the most of the coaches will be built with the sleeper coaches. Sleeper coaches means they will be having them the sleeping coach facility, so that the train the coaches could be aligned, so that the train could able to travel a longer distance, which is right now இப்போ வரைக்கும் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஸ்லீப்பர் கோச் கிடையாது. What we needed to study further is, since the Vande Bharat project is being implemented under Make in India initiative, we should know about the Make in India initiative itself. And the government is going to phase out the old conventional train, and they are going to make Vande Bharat as well as Linke Hoffman Bush coach. We should know about the Linke Hoffman Bush coach mean. What does the Linke Hoffman Bush coach is about? Third is, we should know about the Invest India scheme. And since the Vande Bharat is being manufactured in integral coach factory, we should know about the integral coach factory itself. The integral coach factory is one of the earliest production unit of independent India. It is being inaugurated by Jawaharlal Nehru during the year 1955. ICF has the capability to design as well as develop any variant within the in-house facility, and it has imported most of its product to countries like developing as well as underdeveloped countries, so that they have earned a certain amount as a revenue also. So this is what the speciality of ICF is, and it is present in Chennai. So these are all the important details. And let's discuss about the UPSC prelims question which was asked in relation to the news which we have seen today. Which one of the following are the characteristics of Indian coal? High ash content, low sulfur content, and low ash fusion temperature. No, it is not. It is high ash fusion temperature, because the fusion temperature of the Indian coal is 1500 degrees Celsius. So it is very high. Whenever it is the fusion temperature is beyond certain range, means that range will be called as high fusion temperature. So the 1500 degrees Celsius is comfortably way higher than the approved limit, above which the particular degree temperature could be called as high ash fusion temperature. 1500 degrees Celsius is way ahead than the approved limit. So it is high ash fusion temperature. So the third statement is wrong. Answer is A, 1 and 2 only. Which one of the following lakes of West Africa became dry and turned into a desert? This was the question which was asked during 2022 prelims. It is answer Lake Pagubang. Likewise, we should also know about Lake Victoria, Lake Oguta, and Lake Volta also, because they might ask in the next year prelims because of the news that is happening in the Western African region. UPSC mains question. Elaborate the scope and significance of the food processing industry in India. Answer in 50 words, 10 mark question. I want those students, those who are watching the current affairs session online, please do comment the answer point for the question which we are seeing right now on the board, so that you could be able to learn the views of each other and we could grow as a whole. So please do comment answer point for the question. Finally, thank you students. Please do comment, like, subscribe, share the Ganesh IAS YouTube channel, so that you could able to receive the daily current affair notification as well as any other important notification that will be brought to you in the future by the Ganesh IAS Academy. Thank you.